Welcome to Meadowbrook Members Podcast. I am Jelly, otherwise known as Glacier Prince, and my co-host is Hitchcock, otherwise known as Alfred Henry. Our mission on this podcast series is to explore the stories behind the magic that was created at Meadowbrook. When over a span of 4 years, between 1982 and 1986, we saw the transformation of a small co-educational school with less than 1,200 students, 800 boys, 800 girls and 400 boys into a successful sports and scholastic champion, winning 7 major trophies, 3 Sunlight Cup, 2 Topping Cup, 1 Walker Cup, and 1 Nutriment Shield. And to crown these achievements, Meadowbrook also produced 2 Rhodes Scholars, Cavell Creighton in 1987 and Andrea Wright in 1989, both graduates of Meadowbrook in 1983. In this podcast series, we'll be speaking to persons, both males and female, who were actively involved in this incredible journey, along with friends and staff at Meadowbrook, which inspired the environment which created this golden era. We hope you enjoy our discussion. Please give us as much support and encouragement as you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. Welcome and thanks for joining us. Oh, alright, ready? I don't know, go. Alright, today is Friday, June 24, 2022, and welcome back to another conversation about Meadowbrook memories. Me, as usual, Jelly, our Prince, our Glacier, our Lance, and by now, know say anyone of those names will do. My co-host this week is the only one who can describe her, the irrepressible Margaret Livermore, here at a co-host for the first time. Our new guest this week will be humbling and an enjoyable episode experience for me. New guests, 2 guests we have this week, because when I started this conversation about 20 weeks ago, all I thought I would just get to talk to some cricketers and some footballer come tell them story. However, it was an oversight on my part that Meadowbrook have a silent majority that need to be woken up, because females outnumber males by 2 to 1, and the silent majority is now stepping forward to share their memories. The first guest today is Nadine Moulton, and I hope I pronounced your name correctly, Nadine.
You did.
He was at Meadowbrook between 1979 and 1986, and has been shining in Meadowbrook light for a number of years by being a prominent member of the Meadowbrook alum New York chapter. She was at Meadowbrook during those golden years when Meadowbrook was the toast of the town in terms of winning school trophies, and she was a member of the Cadet Corps, the Key Club, and ISCF. But she's here to share her own Meadowbrook memories and to talk about a big homecoming event coming up at the end of July at that great school on Meadowbrook Avenue. Joining her is another female, Yolande Henry-Donoldson, who give her address at Bottomfield. And when I see that, I have to say, I don't need no more introduction for her because I never have no Bottomfield as an address. But I'm going to give her our own opportunity to tell our own Meadowbrook memories. So ladies, welcome. Margaret, introduce yourself first, and then Nadine, and then Yolande.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I am Margaret Livermore, class of 1983. Don't have a lot to say. You'll hear my conversation in a couple of weeks. Just looking forward to this conversation. Really looking forward to this conversation, especially as Yolande addresses Bottomfield. Nadine, go ahead.
Nadine, you go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nadine Moulton Suarez. Attended Meadowbrook from 1979 through 86. Home away from home for me, and I'm glad to be here to share what little I remember, along with my fellow Meadowbrookian, Yolande. Looking forward to the conversation.
Yolande, last but by certainly no means least, you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Yolande Henry. I put Henry first before the Donaldson because most recognize Yolande Henry. So yes, I graduate. Oh, Nadine, to remind me when we graduate, So We graduated class of 1984. No, Margaret was ahead of us. And I'm happy to be here. I normally shy away from these things, but Nadine convinced me to, and I'm glad I did. So I'm also looking forward to this conversation and what comes of it and what pops back into my memory these days. So yeah, good to be here.
All right, good. Welcome, ladies. I appreciate you taking the
Mhm.
time out, and I'm humbled. I must remind you that ladies decide to come tell them stories to me, and me I say, but you're not playing a cricket or nothing. But we'll get tonight. We'll get tonight. I'm humbled for no
Oh,
son. I'm not whole heap of memories to come share with you, so no worry. All right, by now, if we not listen to them story, I go on. The first question me always ask, and Nadine, me I go with you first with most of the question them. Did you choose Meadowbrook or Meadowbrook chose you?
Oh Lord, Meadowbrook chose me, and it was for a whole heap of tears. But I actually picked for Arden and Holy Childhood, and the reason being, my sister attended Arden at the time, and I knew a lot of her friends, so I knew I would have friends. And I used Holy Childhood as my backup because I would still be able to see them in half a tree. So when the names came out and I heard about Meadowbrook, I was like, I don't even know. I never hear about Meadowbrook before. And I did cry. But man, oh man, oh man, was I happy for those years there.
So, but just a little background. Which part you used to live and which part you take command entrance? What area you live that Meadowbrook, you never know about Meadowbrook at all?
I was attending micropracticing in Crossroads.
Yeah.
I I lived in a little neighborhood just down the street. I would say, know that I've been to Meadowbrook, just down the street, a community called Akiwalk.
Yes.
So I literally could just walk up to Meadowbrook when I found out where it was. So maybe I guess that's exactly why they put me there.
Yeah, that me I say you live right a stone road from Meadowbrook, just down the road. You're right about that. Yes, yes, yes.
Yep, yep.
I know Akiwalk, but I used to go through this go school because Permacal me used to live, so I know exactly where I talk. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you cry when you're at Meadowbrook without even knowing where there.
Yeah. I cried because I didn't know anybody there. I wanted to be with my sister, the friends them that I met already.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. But we get into that. And Yolande, did
Yes.
you choose Meadowbrook or Meadowbrook choose you?
Boy, it looked like Meadowbrook got choosing, because Meadowbrook chose me. I didn't know I live at Bottomfield. So, I
No,
mean,
hold on. You
okay.
can't just make that slip. So you mean you live at Bottomfield?
I live in front of Bottomfield. So, my house is at really Bottomfield. Because my house
Oh,
is
right
right
across the
on the
road from
Bottomfield.
Bottomfield. I
Right
hear
across
you.
the road,
I
yeah.
hear you. Yes, yes.
Yes. Yeah, man. So, and as Nadine's story goes, mine is similar because my sister went to Holy Childhood and the others went to Queens after. So the idea was to choose from Holy Childhood and for Queens and I think St. Andrew High School. So, them days, back in them days, summertime, you go to the country. So I was in the country in Sri Lanka, run up and down and things, and come an entrance, come out in a paper and then buy paper and search for name, search for name, search for name, can't find no name. So I was most distraught thinking, I don't pass no common entrance, man, you don't come out. Until mommy them call and them say search out the whole thing and see the name on the Meadowbrook. They said Meadowbrook, me don't want to go there, so then they crying. So no one go there. So it was not a happy ending somewhat. As Nadine said, it was the best choice, and I don't regret that any day because whereas Nadine said that she knew all her friends, her sister's friends at school. It just so happened that a lot of my friends know my sisters, and they're like our friends. Because Nadine know my sisters, and all of our friends know my sisters. So, it was the best thing I think that would have happened to me. Yeah.
I
So
mean,
no regret.
after you kiss your teeth, I will even I say I want the same put saying you go.
Yes, yeah, when the school year, me don't want to go to school more. The uniform went look blue and the people them look official and them things. So,
I hear you.
but yeah,
I
yeah,
hear you.
man. But
I hear you. Good.
yeah,
So Nadine, the first day after you cry, no, are you? I don't even remember say you cry, but you were so disappointed when you never got all the childhood or hard and you come to Meadowbrook now. You never know it there before. The first time you come and see Meadowbrook, what was the first impression you see of Meadowbrook?
Boy, let me tell you. All I could think about at that point was actually they're high school. High school. Because I guess one of the things I didn't say, I didn't find my name in the paper either, to be honest. And even though I finally found it, I didn't know until I went back to school that day when they were saying that, yes, Nadine, you pass. And I was like, no, I look in there, I don't see any whatever. And I told my parents that I didn't pass. So my teachers at school told me that I did pass, and that was it. But fast to the first day when I actually went to Meadowbrook and I walked through the gate, I was just like, this is high school. This is high school. Wow. I was in awe. It was like, you coming like you look a bit and you're walking and you're looking up and you see them tall building and you're looking up. That's exactly how I felt. I was in awe just looking at the grounds, how it was spread out and everything. And then I'm like, Lord, me don't know nobody. I really felt like just a little intimidated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
You felt overwhelmed.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you. So even though you live down the road from the school at Stone Road, me say, you never even passed Meadowbrook before that at all. You didn't even know it today?
No, sir. As far as me concerned, it's pure, what you call it now? Somebody, a friend of mine actually says, pure upper class people live around there, so. Yes, same way, so. Mm-hmm.
I hear you.
What you said, Yolande?
Until you found the truth.
Until I found out the truth. Yep.
Yeah. You realize. So Yolande, you live at Bottomfield now, and you never want to go Meadowbrook none at all.
No, we're childhood was long thing, and it's up to the uniform. It's just the uniform that determined the school you want to go. So Andrew uniform look and how immaculate and how whole childhood, and so it just was not on the radar. None at all.
So your first year at Meadowbrook, your first impression when you walk on, you never go up on the campus before, even though you live near it.
I went, as a matter of fact, I went to church.
That's at the church beside the school.
Church. Yeah, that's the church I go to. Went to.
Oh.
So, yeah, but I've never been on school compound. So, I'm trying to think. I think my father did care and my mother did come with me. Maybe my mother. But, yeah, it was, I can't remember the exact feeling, but I know typically I'm usually nervous. I smile a lot, so people don't know, but I would have been nervous. Going to your class and you see the people that you're with, and so I don't have trepidation and memory about that first day. I just know that I go there and I have to go there, and I guess I wasn't the most happy that I had to go there, but afterwards, no. When you meet your classmates and you see what's going on, and and it's easy. Them times 37 bus or 38 bus used to run at the down terminus. Yeah. So you just walk out and the bus driver just stop and say, "Come," and you just stop and you drop off. So it was good. First day, I don't have memories like that of being overwhelmed or whatever, but I'm sure.
So all right, Nadine, the first day you come on campus, and what some of the friends where you meet, male or female, you remember Nasserati, them people here?
Oh, Lord. All right. No, I have the thing that really came home for me, we were in 1J. Yolande, we were in the same class, right? 1J?
No, I was in 1M.
You're in 1M? Okay. I started out with 1J. I remember our prefects, Donna Dixon and Sybil Spence. Wow, that name comes back to me right away. I can see them now. Donna was in his white shirt, sixth armor, and Sybil. Yeah, so those are my prefect. One of the person that I remember, and I can't really remember. She was in 1H, I think, was Michelle Meikle. And what stood out for me is when I heard her call out and say, I know you. And of course, I don't think she was talking me because it's the first me see all them people here. But she said, I know you. And she said, you're always on the 37A bus, because I used to take the bus from Crossroad. Come on. You're always on the 37A bus, eating a patty and reading either a Hardy Boys. Reading either a Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew or Enid Blyton. And when she said that, of course, I took a good look at her now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, she said, I know you, because she lived in Meadowbrook Estate, so she was on the 37A bus too. And that was so true, because I wouldn't buy any lunch during the lunchtime. I save up my money and go tasty after school, and then run go the bus stop, Crossroad bus terminus there, to try and get the seats on the bus, because you have to line up there, so now, whoever come first, you get the seat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I wanted it to read my book and eat my patty.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the first person that I actually remember meeting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the teacher stand out to you. You call it prefect them and a student. And the teacher stand out to you on first day.
Yes, Miss Davis. She was my form teacher. She was taught home economics, and she was my form teacher. And I can always remember she was always smiling. Always smiling. I remember when she was teaching us to cook. So she stood out on me, she made me feel at home. She made me feel relaxed. And along the way, I met a few more, but I definitely remember Miss Davis from grade 7.
Mm-hmm. 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 And you, Yolande, the first day from campus, anybody particularly remember, the student or staff or?
I think Nicole and I became good friends.
And that's Nicole who, sorry.
Lynn, she was Nicole Lynn. She was Chinese.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And then she lived in close just before you go down to Meadowbrook Estate too.
Mm-hmm.
So Perkins Boulevard. She lived Perkins Boulevard.
Yes, so on the other right, of Perkins. So yeah, and so Nicole and I, became like best friends from that period. The early days. I remember Troy Campbell. Troy Campbell was a comedian, as far as I can say, people that other things, but it was just humorous.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was, so those persons, stood out as first form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had a good first one. Can't remember her name. This is the first one. Just teach English and literature. What is it? Something like so. I don't remember the name. Nadine,
who is that?
Our English teacher. She teach English. She wrote. She was a form teacher, but also English language. Teaches English language as well.
English. In grade 7. In grade 7.
Yeah.
I think Miss.
I remember her because she wrote. She's full bodied. She's full bodied. But I remembered her because I remember the first time that I went to Hope Garden, she did a trip. And the first time I went, and I remember I got sick. I usually get car sick. And I got sick and wanted to learn a date. And I remember she came, to me back home and everything. That kind of personal touch is what made the school is good. So, yes, I remember her. Always remember her before that.
Well, Margaret, anytime you want to jump in and have any question or comment, you jump in. Don't make me monopolize the conversation.
I was just thinking that I completely forgot Miss Davis's name, and I shouldn't have.
Oh.
Because in second form, Miss Davis used to kick me out of the needlework class every week. And it was deliberate. I did not want to do it. So I would do something for her to kick me out every single week. So I did not make my skirt.
Well, because she did home ec, right? She did both of them.
Yeah, and she taught us the rock. Oh, you call it the rock.
Rock bonds, yes.
Rock bond. That was the very first thing that we learned in home ec class. The rock cake.
Yes, man, I love that.
Yes.
Hated the needlework.
Mm-hmm.
When you used to learn
Yeah.
to make that, the rock bun?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Baking time. Mm-hmm.
The baking class, okay. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you something though. Nadine, you first answer this. When you come on the first couple of months of Meadowbrook, you're there. And you say, at any time at all, you look on and I say, boy, I won't bother come to school ever. Are you settling quickly?
Um, I think I settled in quickly because all of a sudden you kind of, I don't know, you kind of feel tall. To me, is that I'm at high school now, and I didn't get used to the uniform part. I can tell you that part because I did think it kind of, what we just say heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
uniform be kind of heavy, and
Mm-hmm.
but I still felt important because I was at high school, and I felt like and as I said, I thought it was pure top on Irish people live around here, so as we would say.
Mm-hmm.
But I came to realize that they were just simple people like myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I really fell into the groove, but I was very quiet because I was not a very confident person.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept watching everybody and just being in awe of them and looking up to people like all Yolande and then people that all me could have think about that Lord, she pretty sir. That's all me could have think. So
What,
me,
what are what are these? What are these?
so that was basically all I did. Look up to them.
But Nadine, I can relate to you with the uniform. Although I never wear it, I hated it, And
Yeah, man.
I was at, but my reason different than phone one, The original uniform,
Oh,
was a very thin uniform, So trust me, as a boy,
yes, I wanted it.
as a boy, you love the thinner uniform. I see them bring that thick one and I say, what is?
Yes, because but some people think that like, cause I remember Nicole had that batch, and I said, "Oh, no matter how much try, them never ever had the batch." And
The,
Nicole and I started together,
yeah,
so
but she
I
end
can
up
get
with
the
it.
thin
Yeah,
one.
the original one.
Yeah,
That is so much light and
it's
cooler.
yet nicer.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
you
yeah.
never let the thick thing at all. Me I'll make pleats. Me I'll do something like the home make. So me fix up my own and put in pleats and all them. Steam it. I try steam the gabardine.
Yeah,
Wet
yeah.
it and I try steam it. So, 'cause I just hated the look of this thick uniform.
No, when that change happened, I mean, if a material them run out, or
Mm-mm.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe.
I never liked
Mm-mm.
that. I never liked that. I did not like it.
Mm-mm.
So,
Mm-mm.
so you, Yolande,
Mm-mm.
did you have any second thoughts when you come out of school? No? Because you say, Meadowbrook pick the two, no? Yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah, go ahead, comment.
No, yeah, man, no, because I mean, I think I settled in quickly with when you find a friend and you start move around school and I mean, as Nadine said, pretty out there. I never look at myself that way. I always just when you start school, I remember the guidance counselor. Nadine, remember her name? What's your name, Nadine? The guidance
I
counselor name.
think it's Miss Stewart. I think Margaret. I
I
think that was
know,
her name, Miss Stewart, right?
possibly right. She always
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I think
but
I'm
I
a
remember
steward, yeah.
Sure, yes, I remember I followed my friend who was more mature and developed earlier, who went to her from belly problems and whatever. And so I was just following my friend there, and I remember she said to me, "Are you pregnant?" And Jesus, God, a little first farmer with no shape and all these things.
Ah,
And when say no, say I must thank her because you know what happened from that day? I started pulling my stomach. And I think I had it in all of my years at the university. And I mean, it still don't help the belly now. But I know that from the lady, it's like the thing crushed me. And it's like, you should look at yourself. You're not observing how yourself looking and you just put on and you go. So it's like I became conscious, like or self-conscious thing of myself and kind of start to feel, like, feel right, the fat, all these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I started pulling in my stomach
So
and
pulling your
tightening
belly.
my belt. Yeah, because how I used to wear my belt, I used to just put the belt on, not slap it, but just, just the belt, just rest, comfortable. So I started drawing the belt and using safety pin and pin it for, the belt that you pull it, so it, stay tighter. And so I thank her.
Yes.
But yeah, I believe I settled in. pretty quickly. And I enjoyed school. I never liked holidays. Holidays were too long.
Or you
Or
Yes,
just
it
man,
was
I
too much
agree.
school.
Yes, man, I
Yeah.
agree. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you just want to come back at school.
Want to come back
Yeah,
to
you just want to
school.
come back to school. Yeah, yeah. For different reasons at different stages, But yeah, I always want to come back. Mm-hmm.
So why I mean so early when I think about that and I say holiday and that's some of the field is like school. Meadowbrook became
Yeah.
nice to for so early.
Ve-
Mm-hmm.
Very early, yes, I must tell you, because I remember even when we got to the end of the first year and we were to go back. Actually, I think we were to go back for second form, and I think that's when we went on afternoon shift. And took
Yes, and
afternoon
time
shift,
shifting.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, the thing is, I was looking forward to going back to school so much, but when it got closer, my mind changed. And that was that was because, and I guess everybody can identify with that one. That was the time when me get the famous glasses.
Oh
Oh
Lord.
And
my God, yes. Mm-hmm.
me get the famous glasses because there were some really
Thick.
big.
Then,
There were some really big frames,
Where's some
and then
goggles?
yes, now me looking back at them, yes, they were. Because that I said second form, and also they were the glasses that I didn't get the thin lens because my parents couldn't afford to get the thin lens at time, so I had some very thick glasses. So when it got closer to go back to school for second grade, I wasn't looking forward to it again, even though I was before. But I can never forget to come into school because it used to take me basically like 15 minutes to get to school. That's how eager to get to school. But second that second year, trust me, I remember my friend Carol Marbeer. God bless her. Because I didn't even want to come out of my house. And she left her house and she came to my house to meet me. And she said, I am not leaving you. I am walking with you through that gate. I got to Meadowbrook gate and I didn't want to go inside. And Carol literally held my hand. She
mm-hmm.
held my hand and she came through that gate with me and went straight to the classroom with me. And of course, it was just like downhill basically from then, because if you thought I was withdrawn before, I kind of got a little more shy because I was so conscious of everybody looking at me. So even though I was happy to be back at Meadowbrook, I wasn't that happy in the second form.
Did anyone tease you, Nadine?
Yes, yes, I got teased. And
The guys, right?
no, to be honest with you, the guys were my best friend in the sense that they stood up for me. They treated me like a little sister. You
Oh,
understand?
wow.
They stood up for me. Because me never like really being around most of the boys then, because through me so self-conscious with everything, with the glasses and how people talking about me. But it's like they kind of probably sense something I don't know, but they really navigated towards me and kind of formed a circle around me. People like Squitty and Minot and what do you call it, Gobbler?
Gobbler them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Paul
Yeah,
and
no,
Patrick, yeah. Yeah.
no, not Paul and Patrick. There was another one, Christopher Ricketts. They used to call him Gobble or something like that. Christopher Ricketts. Those guys that used to play Manning Cup and cricket
Oh,
and all of them.
All the
Yes,
sports people them would have
the
come
sports people, them. Yes, and they
would
really,
have come
and
stand up for
thank
you.
God, yes, like Yolande and them. They didn't realize how much I was like sheltering behind them, But yeah, I really loved. I didn't want holiday to come, but again, second form was torture for me.
And you
You know, Nadine,
yeah.
yeah, go ahead,
I
Margaret, sorry.
had the huge glasses as well. Me and my sister, well, my sister wasn't there, but in second form is when I got glasses also.
Mm.
And
Mm.
I don't remember being teased, but guess what? I am sure I was. And the reason I'm sure I was is because even now on Facebook, when one of those pictures come up, you see the comments, right? But for some reason, I just don't remember. It's like me just create my own world, I don't know.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you block it out, Margaret. You don't even realize it. But again, I don't want to really get too far ahead. But when it came full circle for me, if you look even at my graduation pictures, I still had those glasses at my graduation there, and I I also have graduation at the ball. We went to the ball that night, and the ball was held at Casamonte Hotel. I don't know if Yolande remember that. And the way how I felt about my glasses, I decided that I won't go without glasses that night because I felt,
Lord.
yes, man, I was stepping high. I was feeling good. I did really feel good. And we went to Casamonte Hotel and was there having a conversation with the guys and stand up there, and all of a sudden, I don't know if I make a sudden move or what, and all I could do, I remember somebody holding on to me, and I think it was Minot and Squitty, Maurice Minot and Squitty. They both held my hand, and I was like, what happened, and them just turn them head, and me turn my head and me look, where I was almost at the edge of the pool. To this day, I don't know how I could have missed that there was a pool right there. But they held onto my hand, otherwise I would be a wet rag for the night. And all I did when I saw that was go in my bag and take out my glasses and put it on, like, be very happy.
So it wasn't drinking, you were drinking so early?
No, sir. No, sir. Oh, God bless a man. Oh, God. Help. No, but I was just I just was too fine, and I really wanted to feel fine for the night. And
glasses,
put on the glasses
take her from that look there, yeah.
Yes, man.
Oh, boy.
But today, I am very happy for those two guys, because I'm telling you, they saved me from embarrassment of the... Yeah?
What if I blush?
That's exactly it, Yolande.
Yes.
Oh, God. Yes, Yolande, thank you. God bless Minot and Squitty.
Yeah, I think Kurt Smith, I'm right name. Yeah.
Yeah, man, Kurt Smith, yep.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Yolande, let me ask you a question now. You live at Bottomfield, and when sports you keep a Meadowbrook, before you start at Meadowbrook, I haven't any football or cricket match to play. You never interested to say, make you see what I go on?
No. The things I can't, it's like I don't have the memory of Meadowbrook activities before I started.
You start Meadowbrook,
Meadowbrook.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I wasn't playing it because them days I was, remember in a primary school, so I used to go to St. Richard's. So basically, walk home and like when I leave to save up money, stop at TC on Reddy's Road, buy a patio on the way, walk home with a friend and come home before your father catch you or whatever, because you get beat on the road. So and you come in and you leave your homework till the last minute, and then when you know them soon come, you just open the book and underline A, the homework finished. So and them times I never really care about me never have Meadowbrook on the radar any at all, except to know that I did not want to go there. Because the uniform, you just never the uniform it was not consideration, none at all. So after I started on Meadowbrook.
So at what point you became interested? Because you say you live at Bottomfield, I mean it's exactly what you talk. You decide say you're gonna get the sports people and water, or you become and them check you, or you just decide say, you know what? You know no funny people.
Right.
Oh, tell me how that
right,
works.
Because my house are pure girls. Pure girls at my house. 5 girls with a sparring age except 2. And I have cousins that live there that one went to Meadowbrook, Wendy went to Meadowbrook, and Andrew went to St. Jude. So my house is just full of girls. So naturally, boys going want stop to say they want water.
It's like a
And
big
they
eye.
know yeah. So now usually make sure there's gallon bucket them full of, in the fridge or the jug or whatever, and you go on the veranda in your shorts and you just, lie down for your lunch there and thing. And football training finished because the wall wasn't there before you could sit over there, say it's time. When it's time. Just and you see the whole of them crowd down, so say we just come out with water. And then we just preps up the road to see if the father car come. And everybody thing already. So then see the car come, everybody does it just became a thing because you get to know the people. It's It's like Meadowbrook people like who are your, like everybody a friend, even in the same class they are who wanted,
Yeah.
It's really a community school. It really is a community school. And the friendships are unique. I don't know, I think it's unique. I don't hear my sisters talk about things and them
I
and close
agree.
friends like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. Margaret said the
Yeah.
same thing last week when we talked to
I
her too.
totally
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And,
So
and
yeah
why
man.
and why I think that is? Go ahead first, Nadine, and then you answer that, Yolande. Why I think that is in terms of
Mm-hmm.
say other school not talk about it the way we talk. I mean, I say we, I include myself in that because I'm gonna stop talking about
Yeah.
Meadowbrook. Why I think that is?
Mm-hmm.
The relationships, the people, and I think I listened to Tony Moore's podcast the other day, and I must agree with what Tony said. The people, the community vibes,
Mm-hmm.
the culture, it's just it's almost like it's warm. And I also remember that's like what Yolanda was saying, that I used to leave school and I would walk with all these people, even the cricket people and all of them, walk with them as much as the little short way if I come down Havendale Drive there so for go home. We would walk
Nice.
all the way, leave Meadowbrook, go all the way, go Reddles
Road.
Road, go Biscuit Factory, Valentine Garden, go down and go. Because guess what? You did not want to part from the people. You never want to go your yard. Yes. So it is just the relationships that you built there. That is like, to this day, as I said, my friends from Meadowbrook are my best friends to this day.
Yeah.
Even the ones I met in college, pale in comparison. Meadowbrook were
Mm-hmm.
the best days of my life. And that is why
Mm-hmm.
I cried to go there, and I cried in 1984, and I cried at graduation again in 1986 because I did not want to leave.
You never want to leave, are you?
No,
Yeah.
no.
And Yolande, answer the question though. Why you think is it that Meadowbrook,
Yeah.
the relationship of Meadowbrook is special?
You know what I believe? I believe it's a bigger thing. I believe there is some divine intervention. I believe that Meadowbrook was founded on Christian principles. And the persons in charge, because you can't just come in and create a culture. It's like a culture was created. So,
Yes,
the way that what is missing from school, I know that everybody have them assembly and so on. But the way the school layout and set out and I don't know, it just lend itself to this sort of relationship
yes,
building. And
yes,
what are
yes,
the, what is a, what's a big advantage for Nadine was a disadvantage for me because I just live a stone's throw, and I hated when school finished because I know. So by the time I quit, I reach home, and nobody was really walking my way to come back
yes.
home, you know. So I got involved in the activities for those reasons, so I could stay back. So I could, yeah, and even when I never have activities, I would stand up on the big tree at the front and chat and chat and chat with the boys and chat with whomever, and at the same time to see if my father car will go past. And if him past his car, it's 5 o'clock, it's 4 or 5 o'clock, it's insurance, so you couldn't judge in time.
Yeah.
So I would have make sure kind of hide behind the tree little and look, and if I see the Benz pass it, usually one big yellow person, and I say, all right,
Time to
bye,
go.
time to go. Yes, yes, and took off. But yeah, so you just never want to leave. You never want to leave.
And Margaret, you want to
Yeah.
comment on that?
Yes, because I was thinking about that after our conversation. And Meadowbrook is not a huge school
No.
compared to other high schools in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Fairly small. And it builds this sense of not just community, but family.
Family. Yes, I
Because it
agree.
felt like a family to me. And let me tell you, if I am walking on the street and I meet someone and them say them used to go Meadowbrook, I automatically treat them like family.
Yes.
And it's
Same
not a
here.
thought. It really isn't a thought. It just happened automatically.
Yep.
Yes.
And I don't know how or why, but it was just a very special place, as you like, say, magical.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Definitely.
let me comment on that though, because it's when they start Meadowbrook in 1974. And when I come to that other podcast, and we just start write a little book. I almost finish the book, and all in that chapter of the book, all I can remember is a family when the Meadowbrook. There's no day in the past at Meadowbrook I know say a brother went in our next brother class or a cousin So the family thing me at top. That's what I remember more than anything
Yeah.
else now.
Mhm.
Right.
You
so,
know what? I didn't even think about it like that, until you mentioned
Yeah.
it. But you're absolutely right. But I didn't think of that. But it felt like a family.
No man, it was. It
Yeah.
was. It was. It's like so.
Yes.
I want if when I sit down back and think, there was no day on the past. I say, oh, see our sister there, or see our brother there, and
Yeah, you're right. Because I had a sister and two cousins
Our
that came to
cousin.
Meadowbrook.
Our cousin.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly,
My
exactly.
cousin in. When I was in fourth form, I used to live in the country, Wendy, and I'm not Wendy. I was going to bring my other cousin Andre, but she ended up going to St. Louis. So really, there is a real family connection that we
Yeah,
have special to.
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know statistics, but me I wonder if Meadowbrook did have more family in the school more than most of the school in terms of because it's a
Now we
smaller
know.
school.
Oh.
you never know because, like for me, my niece came when I was in lower six. My niece came in first form, and after I left, my nephew attended. I think for what a year or two. Yeah, before you migrated, and then I had my cousins that came in, and then my nieces, other nieces came in too. So yeah, it
That's
is
a
just like
parent.
a family
Very
family
sorry.
connection, and it continues. And any reason I get to go back through those gates, I take it. Sometimes even when I go back home, I just pass, and even if the school lock up, I can at least say, "Wow, I passed by Meadowbrook," But every reason I get,
But
every chance I get.
I saw it founded doing now. I'm gonna call her name and you're gonna know who this is, Nadine, because she did tell me
Mhm.
about you. Marcia Cowan. When me go
Yeah,
Meadowbrook, Marcia,
yeah.
they have a brother go Meadowbrook. I think it was the last one. Me never know the last one. And I asked her for her brother and she said, yeah, Doug him name, Douglas Cowan.
Okay.
And she tell me say a 9 brother and sister come to Meadowbrook from 1960.
Yeah.
And it was the
Wow.
last one. But and they said to me said there was a family there who have more brother and sister than she. And I said, right. So me I say no, the foundation of the school lay down upon brothers and sisters that come out of
Family.
school. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't because when me go there, as me say, everybody, there's no day in the past. In my classroom, I have sister in my classroom when we just start. And when you're not conscious sides, When you're not, and then I don't know if, and then there was no fight. There was no you quarrel and thing like everybody, but there was no division of Meadowbrook at all to say that side that never happened at all. That did not happen at all. So yeah.
The only division was a house division.
Yeah, but
Right.
the competitiveness and the bottom field and the
Yeah.
but even that, we are talking about that, and that to me was a critical part of it, the fact that
Yes.
bottom field was away from the school, So we
Yeah.
had to walk. You think about it, as teenagers, we had the responsibility to find a way off of the school campus. And I can't remember having nobody but trouble more than say sometimes boy I go pick the it was amazing to say you get teenager responsibility to leave the school and walk around the next place. And there was no
I think
problem.
it's how it's nestled. I think this was ideally nestled into a community that at the time, I don't think you weren't involved, but at the time, it was exposed to, like you just say, troubles, yeah, Reddit's Road down there with me, this and that. But it was almost like, I wouldn't say
Protected.
private school, yeah, but it felt like, it felt like we own like a world. It felt like we were in our own little world, nestled in the community, right there, protected, yeah.
But it was still, to an extent, that's the location, because there was no reason for nobody drive past Meadowbrook and go around this unless them live around this. It wasn't like a main road. You see like a Calabar or more school, man have to pass it left or
Yes.
right.
No.
Anybody will pass Meadowbrook unless them go to school.
Going home.
Yes. It was no. And even when you live,
Pass through here.
exactly. There's no pass through, right? That's the point, man. Yeah. So, all right, come in on the secondly now, and let me ask a question this way. It's like, and Nadine, you take this one first, because you just said something earlier, and like me I say, you say you come on Meadowbrook, and you think, say, appear uptown people come on Meadowbrook, and all them things, and China describes it in a way and say, when we come on Meadowbrook, it was like, Meadowbrook could be Colombia in terms of the color of the people in Delhi, and I can't relate to my understanding, I say, at what point that myth was disabused from your mind. Where I say everybody had just one.
How can I even think at what point? To be honest, it's not even said the myth was dispelled. It's just that you completely just forget that you didn't even think that way there.
Early, then that's what I say. You never have
Yeah,
crossed
yeah,
me.
but you forget that you didn't even think that way because I I I don't know. Again, as I said, being overwhelmed and just so, self-conscious and people making you feel at home because you find a friend and you talk to that one and then um I think I can't even remember. It's like it coming like
At
foolishness
what
now that you
point?
think back about it that
Mm-hmm.
you didn't even think that way.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really tell you exactly when it changed, but I just know it's like it just disappeared. It never happened.
Mm-hmm.
And you, Yolande, you never come in with a prejudice there at all. So you never buck up nobody
No.
who thinks say boy Meadowbrook, them never belong in Meadowbrook.
No. Mm-mm. Never. No, I never. I mean, let me say. Sorry, one second. My God. Okay, sorry about that. Um, no. I would say that the students who came in Meadowbrook from first form and go up, they all to me just melting with each other and just I don't think persons were snobbish with each other, and you may
No.
have a few that you either call scripture or something, but you never had that sense of segregation. What when in our mind is when persons probably coming from outside, a lot of students would come in into the sixth form, and and it's not that they even behave that way now. I think if you just look on them and say them come from immaculate, or them come from St. Hugh's, or them come from some of the other considered prestigious schools to our sixth form, they live there, and then you would look on them and say, and probably think that maybe one of them think them better than
Yeah, 'cause
us who are
they
here,
never showed
you
us
know
anything like that.
you know, no, they didn't show it. So, so I really don't, I'm not identifier or remember engaging with anybody that kind of had that attitude towards being there.
Well, say anybody who come
Uh,
to Meadowbrook and come to the gate, Meadowbrook change them. Them
We
couldn't change
change
Meadowbrook.
I was just about to say
exactly.
that. Yes, man. Yes, man.
Exactly.
Them just change all
Hmm.
over.
Yep. Hmm.
They
Yeah.
just fit right in. We had some who
Yeah.
would come in third form,
Yes.
Yes,
and
yes, oh
and
yes, yes.
they just blended right in.
Polish was, she was
Yeah.
one of my
And you
big
remember in ninth grade too when they did that
oh,
reorganization. You remember? Because when we
yeah,
were
yeah,
in
man.
nine, yeah, when
Mm-hmm.
they moved us up and then we all ended up meeting up in 9-1. You were
Mm-hmm.
moved up to 9-1 because we were in that. Because
Mm-hmm.
when I actually started Meadowbrook, it was. I heard you on the podcast the other day, and they were trying to remember with the MHS, but it was actually MHSJ
Yes.
when we
Mm-hmm.
started Meadowbrook High School in Jamaica.
In
Oh,
Jamaica,
really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's how I was in 1J.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. And then it changed up and it became 7-1, 7-2, and what like
The
all
number
of that
them.
kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
The
yeah.
numbers. And so
Mm-hmm.
when we got to ninth grade now, and then depending on you, we performed they changed up, and then you went to 9-1 because I
Mm-hmm.
moved from nine. I think it was 9-4, and then we moved up to
Yeah.
9-1. Miss Griffiths, the math teacher. She was our form teacher. Oh my gosh, no matter how I tried, I just couldn't be. Just couldn't enjoy maths, but she worked. She tried really hard. But that was for 9-1. And Miss Liebert, the Spanish teacher, I remember her vividly because she really stressed and made Spanish. Oh my God, she was really good. And to this day, I think her children has actually started a scholarship in her name to go towards the best Spanish speaking person in the lower six if they're pursuing A-level Spanish. So there's Spanish scholarship in her name,
At
but she
Meadowbrook.
really at Meadowbrook. Yes, I think last year was the first year it was awarded. So she made Spanish fun, coupled with Miss McLennan. Oh my God! Whenever a teacher, your teacher might be absent or you had a free time or so, Miss McLennan used to walk the halls. And I remember when she came to teach for, I think we had a free session and we had no teacher. And she came and she would come with the Spanish and she spoke it so well. And and I was like just in awe, Miss McLennan, ooh, she can do no harm. But no matter how you're kind of scared of her because she instilled all this disciplinary in you. But yes, she brought that love of Spanish, man. And then she would tell you about the sports and she would tell you about it's not whether you win or lose. Play up and play up. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That is one of my favorite memories of her.
Yes.
Play
And
up
up to
and play the
today.
game. Yes.
Play up and play the game. It's not whether you
play
win
up,
or
play up,
lose.
and play the game. And it's just the way she said it and her hand movement.
Yes.
Very
Alright,
eloquently.
may I ask you that now, since you mentioned it, may I ask you that, you go first with this on your land. What effect did the fact that you're a bottom field when Meadowbrook started to win and Meadowbrook in the news, most of the cricket and the later part for football, what effect did that have on Uno as female members of the school? Because you know some of the cricketer them, you give them water, what effect did that have on Uno? On you first, Yolande, sorry.
For me, well, Nadine, so what did you do?
Proud.
All right.
Sound like me I want my ancestor Margaret. I never know.
Look like it, and I'm so curious. I can't wait to know what come out.
Yeah, that me I say.
No, all right. Well, the truth is, that is stuff. I believe that is.
Yolande, you're getting a little bit muffled.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear it so clear. Yeah, you have to start over. Yeah.
All right. Any better now?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right. So I believe I would say for a second. I think maybe it's in third form that you probably start to pay more attention. As you said, Nadine said that the guys were friends. You know what I'm saying? And we start. You want to support them. Apart from the fact that it's the only opportunities and so on that your parents will probably allow you to go anywhere, or to say it's a school this or a school that. If it's not bottom field, if you have to go, when them playing cricket out by is that Savannah or and Kevin.
Yes, the Savannah Park and the big ground.
Yeah. And my friend Paul, Kevin at the time, and we were good friends, and so we'd meet up and we'd go there, So you start to develop that kind of, I'm not a cricket follower, but you start to develop that kind of connectivity to this aspect of the school and the football and so being at bottom field, you always see the training, whether them training with another school, whether them playing with other persons in the community that used to go to other school, JC and all these other, so you kind of start to develop that sense of pride too, because you kind of take ownership of all of that's happening. And I believe that this is at that time, so you're serving them water and those things, apart from the fact that you're looking for your cute guy, okay, because, you know what I'm saying, your girl. So, but apart from that, it was just fun. I don't know. It's the most unique experience this Meadowbrook High School. And I think it was divine.
Yeah.
So, but may I ask more specific? Did it make a difference whether we were winning or losing?
No.
No.
Well, now for that span of matter, not whether you win or lose. It's how you play the game.
That's right.
And to be honest, to follow up on what Yolande just said, I totally agree.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Yolanda, it's true. Whether
Mhm.
you're winning or losing never matter to us because it was an
Oh,
opportunity
come
to
on.
go.
Yeah.
It was
And you
the
just have
fun
fun
and the
and
being with
yeah,
them.
make
Yes,
support. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I
You know
mean,
what I
pandemic
remember?
matters. Yeah,
Yeah,
pandemic
yes.
matters.
I mean, it matters in the end, but to be honest with you, at the time,
Mm-hmm.
it was just to be with everybody. I
Yeah.
remember my very first. I think they went to Manning Cup match, if I remember correctly. It was
Mm-hmm.
Casey and Georgie.
SC,
That was perhaps, I don't know if it was my first, I think it was the first time I went to a Manning Cup
yeah.
final or
Oh,
so.
what's the first
And
time you know, man?
everybody, the whole group of us was there. And I'll never forget Saffron Ramsey, God bless her soul. We were there, everybody was cheering. I think they were cheering for, is it Casey? And
Georgie,
I'm there.
yeah. Georgie got the JC. JC, St. George's or no GC.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was che- I was
GC.
cheering for SDGC. I was the
That's a
only one
Georges,
cheering.
Georges, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
SCGC, yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them cheering for KC, and everybody was almost on me. But I kept on cheering for STGC, and Saffron never let me live it down because she was just she was just at me. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, come if you cheering for Georges whenever," like. But I was going with my STGC because I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be different. Me just wanted to be different. Cause me did already just just for them. But again, it was just to be with who were there.
Yeah,
To
but
cheer
have
them on,
fun.
support them, and just have fun being in the stands.
I just,
Mm-hmm.
I
I
just,
mean, out
Yeah.
of Meadowbrook.
yeah, go ahead.
Out of
In Meadowbrook.
Meadowbrook.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it
They live there, they got food here. It's like opportunity to get out of the community.
yeah, 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 yeah. I see what I mean. I see
Yeah.
what I mean. It's like it's an opportunity for us for spreading the wings then because somewhat different.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah. And I go with your friend them and go
yes,
enjoy yourself. Yes.
yes. That's why Key Club was so important.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yes,
yeah, 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 yeah.
yes, yes.
Well, well,
Key Club.
well. No, don't talk about that. That is something totally foreign to me. Oh, you get involved in the key
Mm-hmm.
club, Nadine.
They came to campus, Amy campus. They came to Meadowbrook. I'm not sure how they actually
And when you said they, what
got
you
on
mean? Who
board.
is they?
Like I think it was like the lieutenant governor, the bigger hunchers of the
The key
the K
club.
family,
Yeah.
The
Kiwanis family.
Kiwanis. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
One is for the adults, and then Key Club was for the schools.
Okay.
So they
Yeah.
came to the school and trying to start up a club there and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So they and invited us to come to the meeting, and we went to the meeting, and they were pushing basically service. It was a service organization, still is a service organization, and that is what opened up my eyes to this volunteering thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically you're giving of yourself unselfishly. You weren't being paid. All you're being. It was actually nurturing. You basically have mentors and scholarships were available if you qualify, and they basically taught us about giving back to others, volunteering, service to each other, less fortunate than yourselves, and that's where all of that came in. And I used to tell that was how I was able to tell my mom about this club. And the thing that sold her on me actually being in that club was like I told her, yes, man, mommy, man, them offer scholarship for college.
Mm.
Yes, man, that's can be them will help you get work too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that's what made my mother navigate toward it because when school done, you have to come home like what Yolande say.
Mm-hmm.
So you tried anything and everything for say, oh, I have key club meeting this evening,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and
Mm-hmm.
then you went.
Everything.
Yes, you went to visit other schools. Time of the month, you go
Right.
to certain schools,
Mm-hmm.
other key clubs. You visit and you join up with them, and you meet other people. So
Mm-hmm.
the socialization, the networking was really big. And then I guess you'll probably remember this. You would have those conferences. I
Mm-hmm.
remember we attended a conference at Westwood High School,
And that's
and
in
we
Westmoreland.
performed. I don't
And
remember where it is. It was in St.
in
Anne, right?
Center.
That time.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So we attended that conference down there, and I remember I don't remember what we were called, but we had to perform because there was a and what do you call that now? We had to perform, and we performed the song. Yolande, remember? Secret Lovers. That's what we are.
Atlantic Star, yes, yes, yes.
Atlantic Star. Yes,
I don't
Yolande.
know. I thought that was a performance at Immaculate. I don't know why I mixed it up.
No man, not immaculate. Don't insane. And we just yes, man. And we
Yes,
did
I
perform. It
remember.
was we
With
did
Andrew Pearman and
karaoke.
Michelle. Was it?
Yes.
Andrew, was
And
it?
you
No, not
we
Andrew.
sang,
Andrew,
man. We sang it out. We sang it out, man. And I mean, I
mighty
can't forget that
God.
performance. Yes.
Not at all. Not at
No,
all.
no, no. But Key Club did that for me, and service has stuck with
Mm-hmm.
me from then. And again, to me, now that I look back on it, it's almost like service has become a career for me because, again, being with the association for 26 years, it's all about service, 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 service every step of the way.
And the Key Club, so yeah, I said the Key Club never existed before them come start talk to at that point.
No, it was just starting in the school. They were
Oh,
just
really?
opening up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think I joined up from then. I remember, and one of our Andrew Pearman eventually became lieutenant governor, I guess, for the District 23. And I think Andrew is still a Kiwanian up to this day. So in Key Club, I was secretary at one stage, treasurer at one stage. So again, that's just where it all started for me.
Mm-hmm. Now, Yolande, you were a part of the Key Club, though?
Yes, but for different reasons.
Oh, okay. Let me hear that now. If you can't talk it.
Margaret. No, but I mean, at that time, I wasn't as deep.
You was not so repeat. You kind of break up. You was not so...
Deep. I was deep. You know, thinking as deep and as far.
Oh, I see what you mean.
that.
Okay, I hear you. You're not
Yes,
thinking deeply.
right.
Yeah, I hear you.
For me, it's just extracurricular activities. And I love Key Club was no one that allowed me to stay back after school, meet boys, because I think that, you know, visiting schools, they would come in the meetings, they'd have, who was our brother school? Georgie? I don't remember. But you'd have, you know, persons from other schools. Calabar. Okay. Mm-hmm. And, you know, on weekends, there would be things to go to or do. So that was Key Club for me. I don't have a lot of look, I mixed up the memory. I thought it was at Immaculate High School that we performed that Secret Lovers performance.
Mm-hmm.
So Nadine just reminded me that it was, so, you know, look at that. So that's what Key Club. I was into drama later on and netball, as I said before. ISDF, you know. And so so Key Club was just another one of the,
yes.
you know,
It's
the activities.
Activities them to make sure you know go home quickly then. I love the school.
Precisely. Yeah, but not too close to home here. We come too early.
I hear
Can't work.
Yeah.
So.
So you talk about ISCF. Tell me a little more about that. How you get involved in that and how that
In
work.
ISDF, I think that was an important factor in laying the phone. I grew up in church, meaning that my mother, all the way to Meadowbrook United Church from me, 6 or 7. The Meadowbrook United Church is a church home and is a church from school. And so, you know, Reverend Cook, and if you used to go to Sunday school and so on, you look. I was drawn to ICF. My mother never told me so much go, but there's just something about the Lord that, you know, you're kind of seeking Him in the midst of your whatever. Is like there was always something that was drawing me to that. And I think Andrea right. I think that's Beverly's sister. So I think Andrea used to be head of ICF. I can't remember. So I remember in our sixth one, and they usually have food. So they usually make sandwiches. They used to have corned beef sandwich. Yeah,
bully beef,
you
kind
know?
of right name with the man them got it. Bully beef.
Bully beef. Yes. So they used to have bully beef sandwich, you know what I'm saying? Mix it up with the butter and then, you know, you put it on the bread. And so, you know, after ISCF or whatever, you know, usually get bully beef sandwich and little juice. But I believe that I was drawn to that Christian fellowship, and I believe it's an important part of who I am. And I say even for the school, the foundation of the school, I think that whether you're a Christian then or not, I think the principles and that the school stands for rub off on you, and I think it informed the way that we engage with each other. So ICF was an important part of,
And you, Nadine, and you already say you were part of ISF. How did you get involved in that, and what that mean for you?
Well, follow fashing monkey never drink good soup yet, right? Because you follow your friend, hear about ISCF, and as Julian was talking about the bully beef sandwich, yes, that was part of it.
Yes.
So you just go to see what it is all about, and you kind of get a little hook, because the church was very important for my family as well. I used to attend St. Andrew Parish Church right in Halfway Tree there. That's where I went to Sunday school. My parents were married there, so it was always very important. So when I went to ISCF, now think you're going there for the food and for follow your friend, you kind of got really drawn in a little more. You said, okay, it is pretty much what I am used to. And you realize just how important it actually became and helped me to come a little more grounded at school. I took it along with me, because like I said, the Lord is very important, because without him, we don't go anywhere. We can't do nothing. And anything we do on our own, it will come to naught. So IACF really instilled a little more of that for me. And again, the principles that Meadowbrook was founded upon. So it was really important.
And keep you on the street and that still small voice.
Yolande, you're kind of breaking up. Repeat what I said.
Breaking up?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that it also helps you to help to keep you on the straight and narrow road.
Yeah.
That little still small voice.
Yes.
That you were exposing yourself. Apart from going to church, your mother, you have to go. But we're in school too. If you're hearing this thing and it kind of it impacted the decisions and the choices.
I like your conscience in a part of your conscience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hear you.
Yes.
I hear you. But I listen to you now. Margaret, I don't know if you have any comment before I say something.
Well, as I said in my conversation, I went to Key Club, the very first meeting, never went back. Went to ISCF, the very first meeting, never went back. I don't even know why. I just didn't go back. So that was it for me.
I'm not gonna say that I was there. I'm not gonna say that I went to every meeting, but I know that I've been to a couple of ISCF meetings, a couple.
So hold on, Margaret. I'm now make that pass. I'm gonna ask what was your activity then? But keep you at school. I mean, you love Meadowbrook too. If you not go Key Club and you not go, what kept you back at Meadowbrook?
I was never back. Okay, so my mother was one of those mothers that had a time frame for you to get home.
I hear you.
So I was not one of them who was able to stay back.
And you never learned the excuse if you had a
No,
activity.
you see,
You never learned that trick there?
guess what? I'm just realizing, listening to Nadine and Yolande, that if I joined those clubs,
Exactly.
come on.
You get for go a morning cup match, you get for go this, you get
Exactly.
for go that.
There you go.
You spread your wings. Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. I hear you.
Yeah, man, I was listening to them and I was like, oh my God, look how many miss out.
That was the trick. That was the trick. And I'm never. It's not like them be deliberate, You must say, I never set out saying that thing I go do. You just say it's a club and you just want to stay behind. And for we as the boys, it was the sports, But we did love the sports. It's not like somebody, we did love the sports. It's a different passion to it. Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So we have our reason why we're gonna stay back there anyway and all them things. I say yeah. Yeah. All right. So me ask a question now. Now hold on, but because I bring up this and I'm ask this in the middle, cause I feel us a fellow student inspired me to ask a question. I'm to ask the Triana since they bring up song. Apart from The Secret Love, what I want to sing, which song you remember Meadowbrook will stand out? And can be
Island in the Stream.
eh?
Islands in the Stream.
Island in the Stream.
Kenny
Reasons
Rogers
for me.
and Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers.
And why that
Yep.
stand out?
Because the whole of we think we could have sing. The whole of we think we could have sing. And it was
That's
hot.
not what,
Eh?
that's not why that one stand out for me. That one stand out for me because that song, we had a fete. It was fifth form, end of fifth form, your fete.
Mm-hmm.
And at school, yes, and it was in the night. And that was the night I did plan up with somebody. I did plan up with a young man. And I remember that the song played, I don't need the stream.
Yeah, this what, yeah, I remember the song.
And I said, give me a Guinness. Nicole was there and said, drink a Guinness. So me a gear up. And then after the song finished, I was drinking Guinness. So we go around now, walk around the back and thing and you know, we'll do a first kiss. So Nadine. That's
Wait.
You see why you remember the song, I know. I hear you.
That's right.
So when you hear the song now, it just bring you back, huh?
Right, straight up, exactly.
So,
So Nadine, you have a different memory of that song.
No, me only remember me have which is that me swear so me could have sing. Me never brave like you know, because remember one thing me really could have get for go fit and the couple of fit when me do get for go are because Yolande did go. That's what me could have get for go.
Yeah.
But because me never really get to go out and barbecue them and them stuff there. You know, me can basically count maybe one or two maybe when me get a little older in the fifth farm and fourth farm up there. So we go barbecue and fed, but no sir, me never brave like you and them.
And Margaret, any song stand out apart from the one there?
Reasons for me, and it's just because I just loved it.
It hurt me. It's funny you say that.
Yes.
For me, it was a song that I'm gonna tell you why now. It's when you go party and not just fit alone.
Rent a car.
Yeah man,
rent a
the reasons I play when you're in front of me, I'm in front of my party, the reason I play and get a dance, I have to leave the party. You have to leave. Yes. So.
It's true. That was it's almost like it's the last soul song.
Yeah man, that's like the signature. Yeah man, like, yeah.
It's like the signature last soul song of the night.
And the closing song of the night, man. If you don't get a dance, the party done. Yes.
Done.
Yeah.
That's it. Yes. That's true.
Yeah. All right, so we can move on to some more. So, any fun memories? And Nadine, you take that one first. No, hold on. Before we do that, got the tournament and send it in a cadet. How was that experience? And who introduced you to the cadet? Nadine, take this one first.
Terrible. It was a mistake from start.
You know, when Jelly said it at the beginning about you being in cadet, I don't remember you being in cadet, Nadine.
Is she right on tell me, Margaret? No worry. What the mirror said.
I agree. It was a short stint, and I listened to I think it was Tony's thing, and he talked about let me tell you the guy's name that he talked about. That was like the marshal.
Chana?
Is not Chana.
Neville Foster?
Never Foster.
Yeah,
Listen, man. He could spin what you call that?
The bugle.
But
Whatever it is. Him blow the bugle and him have a thing that him spin. The spinning, the one you spin.
the baton is a baton thing.
The baton. Yes, man.
I was a member of that.
I remember when they had inspection and you have to stand so till if the fly touch by your nose, you can't move. And let me tell you, after that one, they told me that the 3-story building, we have to go climb it.
I said
I never went back. Me never go back because
The
me
sun,
not climb no building.
no, the sun is too
No, it
hot.
was a short stint, Margaret, trust me.
Mm,
But I do remember Neville Foster because I was just in awe of how he carried himself and
mm-hmm.
when
The
they're doing the
outlook star.
inspection.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then I
Mm-hmm.
remember looking at it and said, my God, then if flyer touch you, oh, you gonna move, you know, because you can't move. And
Mm-hmm.
then I tell you all of them foolishness. I just got scared and I never go back because when I heard about that 3-story climbing, no, not me.
But you know, so that female cadet corps, I think him and him tell me about him at the talk to him was the first female cadet corps in Jamaica. Where him from at the time, the one I talk about Nadine. But when him come on, him
Mm-hmm.
can, yeah man, the talk to him then him say him at the first female cadet corps was the one him from probably the one I talk about. But I come
Wow.
on later, so I will confirm up that with him. So yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It's the
It
same
was
one.
Margaret, right? Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
Yeah.
used to be an avid cadet supporter, you know. Used to love watch them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Never miss the inspection at all. Me just know say me can't do it.
You're not going to participate, I hear you.
No, not again. Me change my mind.
And Yolande, you never get involved in that at all.
No, I went to, I think, one or two, but what I recall that was on the netball court that they were training, teaching us how to, turn that. And I remember I used to wear this, ballet. Remember ballet? Ballet
Mm-hmm.
shoes. And the sun. And me put what that was the last day I don't go back. Me said, this is not for me. This is not for me. And I did not receive it. I just watched them from afar and admired them, harping at them. Thing and there was a couple. I remember there was a couple that used to be there, a short brown girl and a guy. I just remember two of them, and they were in the cadets together. And I just always admired how they look, Norman Nar, and so on. Them just look
Yeah,
sharp.
he was active part of the character. I'm going to bring him
Mm-hmm.
on to talk about that specifically. Because all the people talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
He was an active
Mm-hmm.
part of the cadet court. And
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm asking you some more fun, a different type of question now. And Nadine, you first. Any fun memories? You remember Meadowbrook? I go in the classroom or on field trip. Any fun memories that you can talk about?
Oh, Lord. Well, the first one comes to mind is when I talk about how we used to walk all the way up on Riddles Road and go to Valentine, take all the long way home because we don't want to leave each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember vividly walking. We were just after you pass, what should I call it? No, just before you get to where Mega Mart is now. They used to have a lot of shops over there, like a little plaza.
Mm-hmm.
And the rain had fallen, so we never get to leave school right away. And Saffron was such a big influence in my life at Meadowbrook. Saffron was walking along with a whole group of us, man. And as we got to that point almost in front of Mega Mart there, so there was a pool of water, a big pool of water that was settled there. And of course, everybody had tried navigate it, who want to walk through it, and all the different things. So me, no want to walk through it, so me decided to make a walk all the way up in the corner close, which part the car them there, and everybody watch me. And Saffron found it so funny the way I was navigating it. Saffron called out and said, "But you look like you are a fish, man." The way how I was trying to go through the water, like you're swimming like the fish. So that's where the name came from. And Saffron called out and says, "Fish bird."
Yeah, you mentioned Saffron, but we just tell you full disclosure. You know Saffron, long time, Saffron sister and I started first farm together. Alison, our older one. And Saffron happened to be my sister-in-law before she died. So Saffron, older sister married to my brother. Yeah, probably don't know that, but yeah. So Saffron, she was from Chicago prep school, me know her. Because she and our older sister Alison, we started Meadowbrook together in 1974. So whenever I talk about Saffron, I have fun memories of Saffron, man. My son
You know, she had trouble from.
Yeah, man, exactly. Yes. She expressive and she not afraid to express herself because
Yes,
she never afraid of nobody because she have with coverage. No, right?
Yeah.
Meadowbrook, I
Yes,
belong to her from
and
Chicago to
felt
prep
she
school,
was
man.
very, very confident in her own self, and
Right,
she
right,
tried
right.
to instill that in me, and she kept on saying.
Yeah.
She called Nads, Nads, no man, you can't make nobody know. Say, and she used to encourage me. But man,
Mm-hmm.
she was the one that gave me that nickname, and from that day the name just stuck. She kept on. Every
Mm-hmm.
time she called me, she'd be laughing like crazy. And I must say, she stayed in touch even after school, and I spoke to Saffron like a couple days before she passed, and at her funeral I traveled
Mm-hmm.
14 or 15 hours on the bus
To
from
Michigan.
New York, yeah, to be
Mm-hmm.
at that funeral. And I
Mm-hmm.
think I was the only
Oh.
Meadowbrookian there
Oh,
that day.
really?
And I spoke with her. Yeah, I spoke to her the Sunday before she passed, and we promised that when we would talk the weekend, and we didn't talk. And when I got the news, I was
Mm-hmm.
speechless. So she was a big influence for me. Again, I loved her dearly, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling the honest truth. I moved to Chicago when I was here. And I was walking to the supermarket and coming home with my two bags. I remember distinctly the Saturday morning. It was early because I said I'm going before the sun because I didn't want to drive. So I walked. And I was waiting for the cars to pass. And I'm telling you the honest truth. Out of the nowhere, I could have plain as day hear Saffron call me and say, Fishbird. And I turned around.
Mm.
And he said, "Let me mind over matter." When I turned around and I said, "You really found me." That's what
Mm.
I said, when I look around, it was me alone. People just, the light
Mm-hmm.
changed and changed back, and I still stand up right there.
Mm-hmm.
She called out to me, and I said, "You really found me." So
Mm.
that's just how much a part she was for me. And
Mm-hmm.
always, as I said, she had my back. She was just there every step of the way for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
man, she was a special person. She was a special
Yep.
person.
very,
Yeah.
She was a
very.
special person. I'm glad we bring her up that way because enough of
Mm-hmm.
we not there for talk about the memories and any chance we get to talk about the
Mm-hmm.
people we want to remember who not here
Yeah,
now.
man.
Or for big them up. And
Mm-hmm.
she's one of them where and she was head girl too.
Yeah.
At the time I think I
Yeah.
Yeah.
remember right. But as I say, I know her long, 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 long time. From before she started
And
Meadowbrook
Mm-hmm.
High. And she
And for
was
talking about the trouble, sorry, the trouble, don't cut your belly, but even though she was like that, I remember at her funeral, the DJ from the lady from the radio station came and spoke, and she said Saffron used to call her every Friday. Every Friday, she would call religious to the station and tell them about what you call it? What you call the ram? What you call the soup again with the
Manish Water.
managed water, right?
Mm-hmm.
She would tell them about how we use the eye and every part of the goat. And listen, man, and the people would call in. She said they could look forward to Saffron calling every Friday night and make everybody have a belly full of laugh. The
Uh-huh.
managed water
Mm-hmm.
was
Yep.
the managed water was the biggest thing for them. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
just had to remember that part.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm
I
glad.
have to say that she was my first friend at Meadowbrook. We lost
Oh,
touch when I moved to England. And I was very
Mm-hmm.
shocked when I heard, yeah, I was very, very shocked when I found out that she had passed. I didn't know. Nobody had told me.
I think I was looking for pictures
But
and just started
that
doing
before social media make it easy for connect with each other. That are early
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Yeah.
2001.
yeah.
2001. I remember that
Mm-hmm.
well because it was I'm not going on that, but it's a personal thing for we too because it was
Right.
I remember the
Right.
date well because I know why I remember it well. So yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was as
Mm-hmm.
I said, she was my sister in law, so I
Mm-hmm.
remember the date well too. It was a shock. It was a shock for we too. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Yolande, any fun memories at Meadowbrook where you remember? Classroom, field
Um,
trip, where you want to talk about? Money cup match.
that's cool.
You kiss at the fete, whichever one.
Yeah, man. Right. Yeah, man. That's yes. Yes. So that's one. That was a colossal thing. Because 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 the person I didn't rate it, and trust me, I was because I was so eager, but I just think it was a painful experience. So um, so having said that, fond memories. I remember we were in, let me see, 1, 2, 3, where is it now? Fifth form. So our classroom was beside Tuck Shop. The a Tuck Shop, yeah, our classroom was up there. But I remember we had it at end of the year. We had party time,
Mm.
and we decided that we're going to have the party up by Robert. Robert thought, oh, Nadine, you're in the you're the farm, it's
Yes,
Christopher.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
right.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So we either went to Christopher or Robert Salter house. I think it's Robert Salter.
Robert Salter.
Yeah, man, I remember that, because parents never know that. I remember Paul come to the house and we fix up our hair and then we go down and we walk and sneak at the gates and, everybody hide and because we had meet up, right? So we meet up there and we end up going down to the post office to meet up with the other persons because we live up by a radio. We live up radio.
Lease
So
flat.
I
Mm.
remember Lisa, yeah. So I remember that experience, that sneaking out and the whole class meeting up and going up by Salter House and we had party up there and that is where probably the first time I went to Blue movie. So I didn't know what to do.
Yolande,
Never find it.
that was the first time I walked into the room and it was on the screen and I made a U-turn so fast I said,
Yeah, so yeah, that was a fun class, activity, that I will not forget.
Not officially
Mm.
sponsored by the school, right?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Those were the best, the one where you meet up. And the parents are no school teacher and abandon no. Yeah, go on
Oh
yes,
my
yes.
God.
Them the one
Yeah,
there.
man. Yeah, man.
Them time they in a
Yeah,
fifth
man.
or sixth form, yeah. So yeah, man, you ready
Oh
for
yeah.
spread?
No, but you know what was fun though? I mean, legally, I think for me it was the school drama festival. I forget yeah. The school when I got involved in the school drama festival. Lower
yes,
six and upper six, yeah, in
yes.
2 years. So and I was leading both of them. So that
I
was
remember you got the
yeah.
best actress,
Yes,
and
yes, Leonie. What's her
yes,
name
Yolande
called?
was best actress. I
Uniforms.
was best supporting
Yeah.
actress.
The actress Beverly and Jimmy. What's her name? You
Danny.
and no man. What is it England? I can't remember. Her name slipped my mind. But yeah, but I remember rehearsals. I remember rehearsals. And because I can't remember people's name, I remember doing a rehearsal in one of the suites, and I was supposed to box um this the guy in the play was fake box, and I ended up giving a big like a one proper box
You
in
you
his
you,
face.
you thump him to the boxing?
No, it just had not to put my hand. Them kind of, the guy was kind of teaching you when you carry your hand, make it look like it's heavy, but
Yeah.
you kind of yeah, but it never worked. I give you one shot in one box, everybody laugh.
You box out him
So
teeth out time mouth, I want
yes,
you.
I remember. Yes, I remember. Zoe was in that place too. Zoe, I don't remember Zoe, but Zoe was in there, and Zoe and I were supposed to be doing a crime scene, and we said we just afterwards, after we hit him, and he just laugh, yeah, laugh, like yeah, cry, but I really laugh, really laugh. But I remember the place. That was a good experience for me.
You know,
Yeah, endorsed by
Yolande,
the
you know,
mm.
let me
Grandson.
let me piggyback on
And he
Yolande's
wear
what
hats,
Yolande
and he
just
wear
said.
a, he usually wears cowboy hats. Grandson. He's a minister.
Let me piggyback on what you just said a while ago, Yolande, because
Mm,
remember
mm.
the play night. I don't remember the name of the play. I think it was written by Danny. I think Danny was one that
Candidate
Danny
member.
Ramgalam
Sure. Yes,
wrote that
yes,
play. You
yes,
played Jane, and my role was
yes.
Sarah, the housekeeper.
People.
Um, yeah. So when we got to Little Theatre and performing that night, of course, you have the rehearsals. So people come to the rehearsals and they saw everything, and you come out to support on the night of the play.
Mm,
So I don't remember what happened, but in that scene, I was supposed to exit the stage, I would say on the left. Okay?
mm-hmm.
I exited the stage on the right
Mm-hmm.
instead. So I could come back on into the next part of the play, I had to run all the way around to get over to the other
But
side of the
side.
stage. And in the midst of me running around, I fell down.
Oh Lord.
I fell down
Mm.
in the back because it was so dark. So
Dark.
people who saw the
Mm-hmm.
rehearsals knew exactly that I had done something wrong. So when they
Right.
heard the sound in the back,
Nice. I know.
they fell. But of course, I came back, made the entrance on a proper side,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I got a
Mm-hmm.
big applause for that because the
Mm-hmm.
people knew that I had what had happened,
Yeah.
but yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
audience did not know.
Mm-hmm. I think Eastern was in
Who
Yeah.
that?
Liber.
Yeah.
Eastern Liber.
Mr. Liber.
Eastern, like, okay, okay, and there. And,
Yeah, I think Eastern was in
Yeah.
Liber.
yeah. I hear you.
Yeah. So
Mm.
yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah.
me ask you Yolande first. A question now. Any embarrassing
Mm-hmm.
moment you remember Meadowbrook you can look back on with a smile?
Wow, I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
even smile at it,
Eh?
because I remember I was in first, well, it felt embarrassing to me, although in first form, I cannot remember who this fellow was. He was tall, was in 1M, dark, very big, big guy, and he sat beside me. And I remember, when the teachers come, we have to stand up. And then when they say good morning, Miss whatever it is, and when them ready them to sit or whatever, then you sit back down. You always have to stand up when the teacher walks into the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I remember a moving chair. I don't know what got into my head. I moved the guy's chair. I thought I was going to die. It dropped and it big. There's not the time to put. And our chair was lined up against the wall. So our back was, well, side was kind of to the wall where the windows are, near the corridor. So when I moved the chair, I swear I'm hitting head on the wall. And I thought I was going to be expelled. So it was, but and he wasn't even angry because I thought he would have taught me down. I mean, he was just so big. But to think that I did it even today, I remember I said, what were you thinking that could have turned out so differently?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yes, I never forget it. So I always, sometimes I tell my kids when they get a don't know about cheer or whatever. You
But
can
you
just
were
stick
you
kind
so
of traumatized.
you sound like you were a tomboy, man. Because why do this? So that sound like a boy that do, you know. You draw with a chair. That's a common thing that we
Well,
used to do.
no, let me tell you what I was. I was provoking, not tomboy, because I don't think I was tomboy. So I was girly, but I could gel.
Mm-hmm.
I was gel with as believe. So I think I was provoking. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Nadine, any embarrassing moment you remember where you can look back on with a smile or not, where you can talk about?
Oh, God. I think it was lower sixth or fifth form. We had a psychology teacher. I don't know, were you a part of that psychology club, Yolande?
No, no. Mm-mm.
No,
Oh,
sir. Okay. His name was Mr. Chintong. I think it was David
I remember
Chintong.
that name. I remember that
Yes,
name.
psychology teacher.
Yes,
So we were
yes.
we were supposed to have a
He's cute.
fundraiser.
Is he
Yeah.
cute? Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. So they used to say. But
Yes.
anyway, psychology club, and we were supposed to have a fundraiser. So we were supposed to have a party, and it was gonna be at the Almond Tree Club off Red Hills Road.
I remember. Yes.
Yes. And that
Mm-hmm.
night we turned up
No.
at the party, music playing, and
Yes.
nobody turned
Mm-hmm.
up. Nobody
Mm-mm.
turned up.
Yes.
Nobody turned up. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, the music man was there, and it was just myself. It was another girl, Jackie
Jackie.
Brown. Yes, Jacqueline Brown. Her
Yes.
father owned the her
Mm-hmm.
father owned the
The
plaza,
plaza or
Almond
something.
Tree
Mm-hmm.
Plaza. Yes, that were
Peter.
there
Yes.
along, and I
Ah.
think Oswald. I think Oswald Barrett was there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody turned up for the fete, the fete that night,
Mm-hmm.
and we were there by
Mm-hmm.
ourselves. And the musician them want them money, and them they are go on and them want them money, and of course we had no money, and we were just all alone. Of course, fast forward to Monday morning. after made the promise to the musician people, them so we were gonna come up with the money on Monday, blah blah blah. This came back to Spanner. Miss McLennan, of course, made a show of us to the school, called us up, and we were read the riot act. Basically, these students, as part of this, because we did not know that the FET was not endorsed by the school.
Not by the school.
Right. It was not endorsed by Miss McLennan. And so when she heard about how, what could have happened to you girls out there and this into the world, and she did put us through the ringer in front of the school. And after that, we had to go to her office. And we went to her office, got the riot act again. We were sent home. I had to go home and get my parents to help come up with my portion of the money. And it was something that, and I look back on how, we could have gotten ourselves in deeper trouble than anything. It's something very embarrassing for me because I never had to go to office for nothing as far as I can remember. But that was something that, now I can look back on it and say, my God. Friday night, their music are playing, nobody not turn up. Oh my God. So
that was a lesson.
Yeah.
That's a
Lesson.
big lesson. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was you who organized the FET or the teacher?
No, it was a teacher, and of course I was on the committee as well because I was a member of the psychology club. So
psychology. Okay, I got it.
Psychology club. So that was another extracurricular activity that was taking place.
That's for stay back after school. Yeah. So what you learned from that?
Oh God, what did I learn from that? It's like, be a little bit more aware, have a backup plan. No, it's like I want to dot my I's and cross my T's, ask a little more questions. Because back then, I think I was in lower sixth at the time, I think.
Yeah.
The teacher is in charge, and that is one of my things. I always afraid to really ask questions. I like to stay in the background. And so everybody I will do all of the work you want me to, but I want to stay in the background. And this psychology thing kind of forced me on the committee and all of that. And I felt bad. I really felt so embarrassed to come in front of them. I don't even know if Yolande remember it in front of the assembly.
I think
in front of assembly. You think you do? Okay.
I think
If the hole the ground could have opened up and swallowed me up, man, trust me. But it also let me know that you learn from your mistakes, and it's like you dot your I's and cross your T's even more. And even if you know that A plus B equals C, I want to see it written down. A plus B equals C. So I'm much more careful now. Yeah. I like things in writing now.
Yeah, I hear you. Hold on. Two more, try to join me. I ring in him. I don't know if I'm going to get for come on. I ring in him. That's really nice if I'm going to come in.
And that's it.
He just text. Yeah, I'm going to try him again. Yeah. So, you learn a good lesson of that then for
Very good lesson. Yeah.
All right. So, let me go to another question before I try to get to him. I'm sorry. Yolande, you take that one first. So the best learning experience to take from Meadowbrook?
Sorry, repeat that.
The best learning experience to take from Meadowbrook?
Learning experience.
Best learning experience to get from Meadowbrook, yeah.
Wow. Never. I just know that I who I am is a result. The separate learning. I believe that it taught me about the importance of friendship. It taught me about the importance of because the school wasn't perfect and people weren't perfect. I'm sure I wasn't perfect. So it taught me about people. I think what it did, it really taught me about people and the different dynamics, and that people have different motives and they may show you one face, but because it wasn't perfect. Most of the experience was, I wouldn't trade it. but there were experiences that, you kind of felt betrayed for me. Some of the things, friendships, some things. To date, I still would want an answer. So it really taught me that um, you're going to meet all kind of people, but I still tend to want to believe the best of persons first, which is a flaw. I still want to believe first that this what you're showing me is who you are, until you really prove me otherwise. Some people just say, I just look and say, no, but I mean, So I tend to have that way with people because I guess a lot of other people are like. So, but it taught me that you're going to have persons that present themselves one way, and that's not the truth. Or they may show you one thing or say one thing in front of you, but that may not be what they really believe. And, it kind of toughens you up. I believe the Christian background of the school and the nature of the person is really, I became a confident person. I'm shy, funny enough when I talk. I tend to stay back. I have a good way of taking it. But around Meadowbrook people, I don't need to. You just feel okay to be yourself and just talk and whatever. But yeah, so I've never really sat and thought, what did we learn? This best learning. I just believe that who I am, apart from the influence of my parents and who they are, and so on. That school, had a significant contribution to the personality that I have. Yeah.
And Yolande, the same question for you. Your best learning experience to take from Meadowbrook.
Nadine, that was your
No,
land.
Nadine,
Sorry, Nadine, sorry.
Okay, for me, Meadowbrook basically has made me into who I am. It's a foundation that I wouldn't trade. And what I learned, the best one for that is that attitude is everything. Attitude is everything. So I guess how I was able to relax with the people around me, how they kind of sheltered me and made me realize that if I put such deep emphasis on what that one say or that one say, it's gonna just deter me. So it's basically like just make it be like water off a duck's back, because my attitude is what makes the difference. You can say anything, people can do anything, because that too will pass. But how I treat it, how I keep it always in my thoughts, or do I just let it bypass or go? Realize that we are not that important. I am who's important, Nadine. So I think it really taught me that much. Attitude. You can do everything else, but your attitude is the one thing that is up to you.
Yeah. Okay, good. I don't know. Tony, are you there? I see him, but I don't see him.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, man, I hear you now. Welcome, Tony Moore, joining the conversation online with Nadine and Yolande and Margaret. Glad I could have pulled off this technology, Tony. If I know, so I could have make you join me, but...
Yes. Respect everybody. Respect. Hello.
Hey, Tony.
Hi, Tony. Welcome.
Yeah. The last question I asked was the best learning experience, Tony, and Nadine just finished up. It has been a wonderful conversation so far. We have a couple more to go because we're going at the homecoming conversation. I leave as much time as Nadine want to talk for that, so I'm going to try to wrap up the first part of the conversation here. So we have a couple more questions. And you can chime in as you hear anything when you feel like you want to comment on. So, yeah, man, I'm glad you could have joined me. So, Yolande, first question, this next question for you. What life lesson you learn at Meadowbrook you pass on to your friends and family?
just to be kind. It's so much easier. Meadowbrook, it's so much easier to be kind to people, you know. Um, and I try with my children, and I believe that I try to live that way. So to just be kind to people, and as much as you sow into whatever it is you do, you're going to reap.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you sow goodness, kindness, consideration, you don't have to look for it from the people that you're sowing, life is sowing into, but it's going to come back to you. Sometimes you say, but I don't deserve this, but yeah, sow some seed. So it to me just person don't be concerned about people's what them call status, money, this or I just treat everybody in who I encounter with the same level of respect, consideration, kindness, simple things that people would overlook. Somebody going for an interview and them having a terrible headache, you offer them you offer them something for the headache, with a cup of tea I give them. It is just innate, I believe. And I believe this is the kind of thing that I try to, teach my kids to be kind and considerate of everybody around them.
Mm-hmm. 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 So Nadine, the same question to you. What life lesson you learn at Meadowbrook you pass on to your friends and family?
You never know who is watching. It's not who you know, it's who know you. And that is something that I guess I talk about all the time. And even now, my family will tell you everything she talk about is Meadowbrook, because it is just a foundation for me that has taught me so many things. You don't know who is watching. So wherever you go, whether you're in uniform or you're out of uniform, Meadowbrook is gonna always be with you, because just be kind, as Yolande would say. Be kind to anybody you meet, because you don't know who is watching and you don't know who is who. So if you treat everybody the same way you want to be treated, you don't have to pretend. You don't have to try to remember who you did treat bad from who you didn't treat bad. Yeah. So just be you. And as I said, be yourself. Everybody else is already taken. Just be yourself, your authentic self.
Yeah, man, at the most of that, man. I always love to talk about it. Let your light shine, not nobody else.
Right.
Yeah.
You follow your own lane, and Meadowbrook allow you to do that more than. Well, I can't talk for another school. I know so with anybody, because the amount of club on the talk about to go, and when you could do one want at Meadowbrook for expressing yourself, and that was the beauty. It's like Meadowbrook allow your light to shine, man. Let your individual light shine. Yes,
that's so true. So true.
Yeah, definitely.
Jelly, if I may pipe in a little bit, and this has been a consistent theme, right? And yeah, I know other people from other high school will listen and say, "Chum, man, we are this at Arden, or we are this at Immaculate or Andrews," but it really speak about people culture that we had and how unique it was, because the theme just keep coming up. One, you had a chance to be an individual, smaller school population, right? But it was really a kind of more caring, nurturing culture that just, we were learning life lessons and didn't realize it. So just to hear Yolanda and Nadine refer that, just really bring it home, and how it has imprinted on us now as who we are as individuals, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like Meadowbrook, a gentle touch, like a soft touch when you come at the school. And it's everybody.
The song say golden touch.
I them that. I we that. Yeah.
I we that.
Because I as I said to you earlier in the introduction, I never know, say, when I started the second thing 20 weeks ago, that the girls would be interested to come on and tell them story. Because I said, maybe some little cricketer would come talk, or some footballer might, and we can chat about ourselves. Because when we meet that man, we always talk about cricket and football, we do on the field.
Yes.
But when you hear them girls that story and you hear this back to me, it's like, them a come at the match and them care who win or span, and I say, no matter who win or lose. Them just want to go a match. Because
but really,
We should have asked Tony. Tony was one of them that Yolande used to give water.
Maybe.
Hey, let me tell you this, you know. Yolande house was Meadowbrook house, you know, because it's when we don't play ball. We just go over. Mind you, we had alternative motives just to knock on the gate to see somebody come out. But we all had hidden agendas for knock for us for water. What are you?
Oh boy.
When you listen to this back, you'll hear Yolande telling the story.
Where's the Tony? Little thirsty.
Everybody lined up and she would come out with the water and there's enough man to drink water. But you know, Yolande,
she said she'd wait for the water. She like say, oh, now come and uninvited. She have the water ready for no.
In our shorts, don't forget the shorts.
Yeah.
Right.
I almost forget that, Margaret. Yes.
No schoolboy lineup. By the way, Yolande, do you remember Greg? Yolande, you remember Greg?
Don't shame me now.
Greg who had a crush on you. You don't remember Greg? Well, let me bring it back. So it's 40 years ago, right? Yolande and I played in a school play written by Danny and Rangalang.
Yeah,
I played Yolanda's love interest. My name was Greg, and Yolanda was like a hottie in the play. You forget that, Yolanda?
Jane.
No, wasn't it? I thought it was Tinder's husband. What's his name? It was Beverly's husband. No, what is Beverly's husband name?
No,
Beverly.
so Grant, youth named Grant
Sean,
was
you're
in
talking
sixth form.
Sean, yeah. Sean was,
Hilbert.
yeah. Sean.
So I was the one that
we.
we played was Tanya Brown. It was you were the girl from country, the sister, and I was checking you out.
Child of a
A long time baby girl. But anyhow,
yeah.
my name was Greg, and I was your love interest in the play.
Oh my God.
I just going to ask the Tony. I don't know involved play that too. I said, what the girl them give the reason I said them want after school activity. What was your reason for part of the play?
No, but look, Danny, who ended up being on is it Fame FM? She was a brilliant writer, and she wrote a great play, and Yolanda star in there, and and I had a chance to play next to her, and a girl named Zoe. Remember Zoe?
Yeah,
Zoe was in there as well.
Angela Gilkin.
Angela, yes, Zoe.
Yeah. And Jelly, you must talk to Danny, because she only came in sixth form from Immaculate, but she quickly knitted in the Meadowbrook fabric.
Yes, actually, I went to St. Richard's with Danny. So I knew Danny. I remember, I know all of Danny's names. Danny Marie Saint Cecile Ramgola. It's the weirdest thing ever. It's like from primary school, I was fascinated with her name. Danny Marie Saint Cecile Ramgolam. It's like I sing it off. I knew Danny from St. Richard's, but book her up again in
sixth form.
Forget some
Hello?
Tony sound like him drop our mic.
That's my mic. No?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead, Nadine, you said something?
No, I wasn't. I was listening.
Yeah, Tony, I don't know why I'm seeing him up on the screen, but I look like him touched something on him phone. I don't know why.
Okay. Can you hear me? Sorry, I went my got disconnected. I try to hook up back. Sorry.
Yeah, man, go ahead. You just said something. Sorry, Tony. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that Yolanda and I went to St. Richard's as well. I think she was in 6R1, I was in 6R2. So the heritage just goes so far back. And then Nad's, boy, I used to go around a Nadine yard where Carol Mahabir used to be and hang out as well. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to take the long walks, right, Anthony? The long walks after cricket match and stuff. All Meadows Road, Valentine Gardens, Lisa Dietrich, come back round, Carol Mahabir. Yes, those long walks.
Yeah. Fun
Yeah.
memories, them there. Fun memories. Yeah,
Very much.
yeah, yeah.
Very true.
All right, we can move on to the next question because believe it or not, almost 2 hours there talk already, Tony. You wouldn't believe it. And with them start talk about the homecoming yet. Because
See, you know.
I hold back question. But we get to the last couple of questions for the regular podcast. Cause this one I got special because I have other things to talk about. And Nadine, you take that one here first. What message did I get to existing students or future students or staff member? Well, I go on Meadowbrook. I go listen to this podcast 5-10 years down the road. What message did I get to them?
Don't take your time at Meadowbrook for granted. Don't take it for granted. Enjoy it. Treasure the memories. Make as many memories because you're going to look back on it and say, wow, did I do that? But don't take it for granted because these are life lessons that's going to come back and you're going to take them with you going forward. And you're going to learn from them and you're going to put them to good use. And you're going to have stories to tell on top of stories to tell. So my thing is, make every minute count. Don't take it for granted because, next minute is not promised to anybody.
Yeah, that is so true. Tomorrow promise to no one. That's why I'm kind of glad to now come forward and I step up. And anybody who want to hear this, will come telling a story because it will live on long after we're not there. Because trust me, people are gonna love the story. I say, wait, I like to go on a Meadowbrook. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And somebody gonna know somebody. Yeah, say then yeah. That's how you go. So same question for you, Yolande.
Yes, what would I
The question
say
is,
to
what message I get to people who will listen to this podcast next year, 10 years, students who want to go Meadowbrook, teacher who want to teach at Meadowbrook? What message I get to them?
Okay. That similar to Nadine's, I would say that don't if it was not your first choice, as has been experienced with a lot of us, don't shut down the opportunity to engage, become involved, because you can bloom where you're planted. And as much as you invest into anything that you are a part of, you will reap. Meadowbrook is a unique and a special place, and I do believe, just like how God have chosen people, Jews, I believe that Meadowbrook is a chosen place. And so go there and just shine in your own capacity and grow, learn, be the best you that you can be. You're going to make mistakes, but that's okay. And just go through with integrity and with good intentions in your interactions. And it will be something rewarding for you as it is for us. No, later on.
Yeah, 40 years. I concur. Meadowbrook is a chosen. We're going to take that title for ourselves. I agree with you. It was something special about it. I can't pinpoint it yet. And maybe we'll never ever pinpoint it because it was like divine intervention to create an environment in a school like that. And the student never come there. It's special. It's special to me. As I say, I never realized it's special to so much other people. Because I know I love it. You cut me a green and blue yesterday and I love it. So I say, but I'm kind of very pleasantly surprised to hear not talk about it that way. I love that. Love that. I have 2 more questions to ask. One of them is not even a question, but I'm going to ask Nadine first. And then we'll go to the last question, and then we're going at the homecoming separate. Any question or topic, Nadine, or comment where you think we could have asked you, I never asked at all? Because enough of the time, people come up on the podcast, and afterwards, them go learn on them better, and I say, the one jelly, never remember if you ask me that. Any question or comment, the floor is yours.
Wow. That's such a broad statement. Any question or comment? I really think that you have the questions that you actually have coined for this podcast that you started. I really hit home. And any statement I would basically say is this: like, get involved. Get involved. Right now, I would say at any given year, Meadowbrook has at least about 1,400 students, and we have been in existence for what now? Next year
58.
will be 60,
Yeah, yeah,
65 years.
yeah,
Next year will be 65 years young that the
yeah.
school is. So the only statement I would say is people to get involved. And when I say get involved, it might be of a different nature for everybody, but get involved, reach back, give back, and lift as you climb. You know, I shall pass this way but once. If there be any good I can do, let me do it now. So there's lots of things that each of us can do. So I'm just encouraging everybody. The work, there's many of us that there are many of us around. And if one of us just say, okay, if we wait for the next person to do something, we can do it too. Instead of waiting for the next person to lift a hand or lift a hat, just reach back, give back, and lift as you climb. We're sharing memories here. It was a golden place for us. It still is a golden place, and we would like those that are there right now to have the golden opportunity that we had and still have and are still basking in. So I'm just encouraging everybody. The statement I'm making, come aboard, join up, find a way to just reach and give back. That's all I'm asking. I think that's the most thing that we can do, because it's not, people always remember how you make them feel, you know? And if we can make the students feel that they matter and then that we care, you know, it don't take one person. Each one of us can do so much more.
Yeah, man. It only take. I remember the while ago. It only take a spark to make a fire
A
start.
spark.
And sometimes
Yeah.
that's one
Jelly,
person. Yeah, go ahead,
if I
Tony.
may interrupt, and Nadine won't say this, but I'll say it on behalf of her and the New York chapter. The leadership that the New York chapter has had over the years, man like Seade, Salome, Makibu, even Luki, but this chapter has carried all the alumni and the passion that them share. I'm like the adopted. Me there Florida, but me there New York. I'm a coming off. But from we used to play soccer, Mushilo Parkway, Tippy Clark. This chapter has done a lot, and a man like Siadi and his wife has led a lot, and Nadine is doing the heavy lifting now. But I for big them up, all they have done for
Yeah.
students, for staff, for Meadowbrook, and enough respect for them.
Concur.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for saying that, Tony.
Yeah, yeah. So Yolande, the same question to you
Yes.
or comment. Anything where you think we could have asked, so we never asked at all.
So I think the truth is that I think you did pretty well. You covered, you touched on every little aspect that, that's important to who we are, where we are, you know. I believe as the podcast and, conversation is had, that you will, to lead you to different directions. Right now, I believe that your questions are pointed and very appropriate. And I don't think there's anything different, or I could have said add, or you could have did add.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am shy about certain things. And Nadine knows, but the first thing she asked me, I said, no, Nadine, I'm not coming have nothing to talk about. I don't remember nothing. You're going to shame me. You're going to call people name, I'm not going to remember. And all these kind of things. But you made it. See, I told him where I come on and say, you don't remember. Say, then stop there. You understand? But, I love you guys. And I think because the questions were good questions. I wouldn't add anything or take away.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. As I said, this conversation is humbling for me because for people come on where me never really know personally. I know Tony personally and I know Margaret afterward, but no. You probably see my face around at school and probably hear my name by somebody who them play cricket, but me never know no. And I find it very humbling. Yes, you might have terrified at first or kind of timid for come on, but and I'm glad when you come on and just step up and I say, yeah. When I come see what I go on, and I come face the bowling as we are and I realize, as me call it, I said to the man who play cricket, just look easy lollipop bowling and nothing for bat, and I'm not rough up my body, so I'm glad when I come on. I'm glad when I come on. So the last question before we talk about where homecoming, because I have some questions for that, because I have been out of Meadowbrook thing until this year. All of a sudden I just step back in and say, may I present myself again and I start this. I'm afraid to start this. So I'm glad for them people as Tony say, Nadine, I do the heavy lifting and I keep Meadowbrook spark of fire. But so I talk about that. But the last question, and Nadine, you take this first. What made Meadowbrook magical? Because you come on, initially you say, you have sister or cousin who go to school and them not have the memories that we have of Meadowbrook. What made Meadowbrook magical for you?
People. They are a special people that come to Meadowbrook. Special people. I don't know how else to put it. It's just the people that made it. They made it the community that it was. Because I don't think, as I said, most of us never choose Meadowbrook. Meadowbrook chose us. So the way I look at Meadowbrook, it's almost like a quote unquote a sacred place. And it's a sacred place because of the people and the relationships that within its walls. That's the only way I can describe it.
And for you, Yolande, what made Meadowbrook magical?
Same thing. The friendships that were forged, the experiences that were had that are still just very vivid, in your mind. It made me who I am today. It really did. It sounds corny, but like you can, when it's magic, you can't really touch the magic, you just feel the magic. So it's like you just know that. That's why I still live where I am today. And it's kind of nostalgic, sometimes sad, because, like you'd want to go back in and just feel that same feeling that you had when you were there, different things and the engagement and the stuff that used to happen and the friendships and the journey, But it really is, it was a divine gift that was given to us. And we get from it as much as we, engage and put ourselves in.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. So I'm saying this podcast. Thanks for listening to Meadowbrook Memories, and remember to give us all the support and encouragement you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. And special thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince, who takes care of everything involved in getting the podcast out every week. And without him, this podcast would not be possible. It is his expertise that allows me to do what I love doing every week, having great conversations about Meadowbrook Memories, and he's responsible for everything else. So again, thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince.